Hi guys. Let me see. Okay. My mic's all set up. Okay, we're good. All right. How are you guys? Oh my goodness. Okay, let me see. So, today I thought we could do some sketches for collage pieces because I collage my paintings. So, I was thinking we could do like a page like this and then we could ink it. Maybe do that a few times over if I'm really productive. We'll see. But this is one that I sketched last night. I have like a fence piece. I have like a little snail and like some silverware, butterflies, strawberries, teapots, cakes, flowers, bows, candles, all this fun stuff that I thought, they fit my paintings, like they fit my collage paintings and stuff. And they're kind of fun to draw, especially if you're a little art blocky like I am today. I'm having a bit of a hard time creatively, and I was last night too. So I thought it'd make for some chill Sunday kind of content. So I have a chat pulled up, and I'm going to open my Pinterest board too, so we can get a good idea of what to start doodling. Let me see. I'll try to do some different stuff too, like not all the same things that I always draw. But I kind of tend to draw the same things over and over again. So, there definitely will be some common themes throughout my sketches and stuff. And if there's time, I'd like to do some background pieces too, like some. Because the way I collage my paintings is, let me see, let me pull up an example. I'll pull up one we started on last stream. So this is one we did last stream. I didn't finish it on stream last time because I was like having some technical difficulties, and I also kind of knew I wasn't going to be able to finish 2 full paintings on stream, so I just kind of started 2. But yeah, you can see this background piece is separate from this fairy. And then usually I will also have some other smaller pieces kind of along the painting just to fill it out a little bit. So yeah. I thought we could make some of those smaller pieces today. This is not the best example because this piece doesn't have any smaller collage items. So let me grab another one. This one we also started on last stream. We did this fairy here. And we didn't finish the piece, but we did get to probably like 3/4 of the way through. And she has some separate pieces glued on top. This teapot, teacups, and this cake were all painted entirely separately. So I did the background piece, I did the fairy on stream, and then I did these 4 pieces separately on a page before I even like put together, like planned this painting out basically. So I never fully know how my paintings are going to go. But yeah. So these guys are examples of what I mean, and I'm going to set them aside so that I can show folks later as people pop into chat and everything. I hope people pop in anyway. You never know. It's the holiday season, so people may be busy. But yeah, that's the plan. And let me pull up Pinterest. I think I want to do some little critters today. I see some bunnies on my Pinterest boards, and I think drawing some bunnies would heal my soul. So I'm going to draw a bunny. Draw him just the way he's on my Pinterest board. But I'll change him a little bit here or there too. I think his eyes need to go a little further back. There we go. Give him these big old ears. He's got some crazy ears. Oh my god. I'm give him some shorter legs because they're too long. Also, I'm sorry if the Spotify ads get annoying. I can't do anything about them. I'm not currently in the position to pay for a Spotify premium thing. Right now, at least I can't justify it. I think I could if I was streaming a lot or decided I was going to stream every single week or whatever. I feel like this is too long. This is not very bunny looking, but that's okay. Let me see. I'm gonna draw another one because I feel like I draw bunnies too often to be messing them up this much. Yeah, usually those ears go up there and they have kind of a heart-shaped skull, if that makes sense. I'm making him a long-haired bunny, so he's quite fluffy. Okay, let me see here. That's probably it for bunnies. These are some of the worst bunnies I've ever drawn, by the way, but that's fine. We're just getting warmed up. We're gonna feel better about them later. Let me see here. I really want to paint some backgrounds too, so I might just get that going and like we won't worry about the sketching so much. Like I was really hoping to do some sketching today, but like if my hands are not cooperating, I'm not gonna force it. I am just not that girl. I'm not doing it. Like I kind of want, hold on, I need to set up split screen. That's perfect. Okay, now I can keep an eye on the chat and also like look at my Pinterest boards. What to put on for drawing? What did you put on? Oh my god. That's not really the phrase I want. What to put on? What to draw? Sometimes I forget my words. If I stream often, you guys are going to see a lot of that. You're going to see a lot of me forgetting my words. Yeah, I'm just looking at my boards and I'm like really getting hit with like inspiration for backgrounds, but not for like these little objects and stuff. Okay, well, I'm just gonna keep it simple then. I'm gonna draw some leaves. I guess I won't get hit by anything life-changing from my art today, but that's okay. We'll just draw some leaves for a future collage painting. Let me see. Okay. So I think I want to draw some flowers too, because I like using flowers in my paintings. I always forget to draw them though when I'm making these like collage pages. So let me see. They kind of intimidate me as like a drawing subject for some reason. They're like very difficult for me. I don't know why. Like I will doodle little non-specific flowers, but I will not like be like, oh yes, this is the tulip from this range of whatever. I don't know. I don't even know if there are specific kinds of tulips. There probably are. But let me see. I'm just going to pick a flower and start drawing it. Oh goodness. It's so intimidating to me. Like flowers are kind of scary. I'm gonna draw like a daffodil because I love daffodils. And I kind of know how to draw a daffodil, so. Okay, there's a daffodil. Boom, flower. That looks like a daffodil to me. Let me see, and then I'm gonna do a tulip because I also know how to do tulips. I'll do another one. Let me see. Let me think here. These are just not, I think, going as well as I'd hoped. I wanted to make them like a full page of like sketches and doodles and stuff, but I'm just like stiff. It's like the post Christmas like freeze for me. Like this is what happens like every year. I get like frozen, stuck. Let me see. I almost always get like art block post Christmas, which is so frustrating because I get art supplies or like fun things to draw with, and then immediately I get art block. It's so frustrating. Like this year I'm so excited. I got a new desk chair, and it's like the most life-changing gift I've ever gotten, frankly, because you sit for hours in your desk chair, right? And it makes a big difference, like, on how your back feels, how your hips feel, how everything feels. And so it changes the drawing experience. And I got this desk chair, right? And it's like a gaming chair. So it's like super, super comfy. It's got like neck and back support. It's got like this like memory foam interior. And it's got a footrest. My goodness, the most life-changing thing about this chair is the footrest. Like, this footrest is on like a bar. So like it pulls out and then the pillow flips up and then you can push it back in if you want. And that's how I have it right now, so that I can sit like crisscross, like on my chair while I'm drawing. So it feels like I'm sitting on the floor drawing, but I'm not. I'm at a desk with all my art supplies and setup and everything. Like, it's very, very nice. It's just an excellent gift. And I did ask for it. So I'm extra excited because I felt like I needed a new desk chair already. Because my old one was probably close to 5 years old. I got that one a Christmas a few years ago. I guess 4 or 5 years ago or something like that. And it was starting to hurt my hips and back. And I'm not sure if that's because my old one like was broken down, or if it's because before I was a teenager and like wouldn't notice if like a chair was bad for my back the way that I would notice now at 22, you know. Like, I don't know which it was, if it was just that it wasn't cushioned enough for my 22-year-old back but was fine for a teenager, or if it's just broken down from years of use. But either way, you know, it served me well for the time that I had it, and I was grateful for it. But it was time for something new because I needed a better chair for my back and everything. And so it's a really great gift that I'm really, really very excited about using. It's actually like such a huge upgrade, especially since my desk is out in like a garage. So it gets kind of cold, like very cold in the winter time out here. And I can't have a space heater because it's an art desk, so there's a lot of paper scraps, just like not a good mix with a space heater. But I have an electric blanket, so I can sit curled up on this chair with my electric blanket and feel really super cozy, even in the cold, and draw. It's just very, very nice. Very, very cozy. 10 out of 10 drawing vibes. I just wish I wasn't art blocked right now, which is so frustrating. Because I want to draw pretty fairies for you all. But I cannot do that if I am art blocked. They will just not be pretty. Let me see. I'm drawing a candle right now. I'm going to draw another one. Because why not? Candles are like a funny thing for me because I can't really use candles in real life because of like having some nervous system problems. So I'm very sensitive to smell and also to like flickering light. I don't mind a candle if the rest of the room is light. I don't know if that's going to make sense to anyone that doesn't deal with light sensitivity, but it makes sense to me. And since I don't deal well with that in a room that's like dark, because it just, I don't know, it like exasperates the flickering. It's a little better in a room that's brighter, but I can't really enjoy it either way. And then I'm also sensitive to smell, and a lot of candles have like very, very strong perfumey smells. So usually I don't like have candles lit in my home. Thankfully my parents don't light them very often. But in my paintings I enjoy adding candles. I'm gonna draw a third one because I don't know, I like painting them. I think they're cool. I think they're magical. I just can't like enjoy them in real life, which is sad because I do think they're pretty. Paint like this nice fancy candle stand. Okay, let me see. What else can I add to this sheet before I move on to backgrounds? Because this is just feeling like it's not entertaining to watch just because it's plain, just because it's a sketch, you know? Like, I don't want people to get bored. Let me see. I'll sketch one more thing and then probably move on. Okay, I'm going to sketch a couple flowers because I said I was going to do some flowers and then I just didn't. I only did like the tulips and the daffodil. There's some little guys here. Okay. These little guys. Okay, so here's all of what I sketched. Okay, I didn't sketch very much. But I didn't really feel like sketching at all. Like, I thought I would, but I just didn't. So that's not what we're doing anymore today. We're going to be painting backgrounds because that's what I feel like doing now. And I think that will be more entertaining for folks to watch too. So let me see. Let's see, where do I have a paint palette I can use? Okay. Normally I would just use my Winsor Newton, but I need to refill the green on that. So I'm just gonna pull out another palette. Let's see what state it's in. Yeah, that'll do. This is the Meeden watercolor palette. They sent me this last December, so December 2024. And yeah, it's a pretty cool palette. I have used it since they sent it to me. As you can see, it's very well loved. I do use it a lot for painting backgrounds, actually. And I haven't used it in a while, but it's cute, so I try to pull it out when I can. I try to pull out a lot of my watercolor palettes when I can, just because, you know, it's good, it's fun to use different paints. And I find it wasteful to own paints and not use them. I have no qualms about messing a palette, like making it dirty, but I have all the qualms about not using the paint in your collection and just letting it rot. Because in the end, you know, if you don't use your paint palettes, who will? Who will? It's either you or the person that goes through your stuff after you've passed. So, use your paints is all I'm saying. Not to be weird or depressing on stream. I'm not trying to be, I promise. I'm sorry. That was weird. It's just true. Use it or let it rot, you know? Don't be wasteful. I got my big old gravy brush here. It's a giant faux squirrel hair brush. My parents got me this set Christmas of 2024, something like that. And these brushes do hold a lot of paint, so I enjoy using them quite often for backgrounds, especially. I use the little one when I'm painting my fairies. Like, there's a tiny one that came in the set, but when I'm painting backgrounds, I love these giant faux squirrel hair brushes. They're just great. And they don't have to be gravy to be great. I like Meeden brushes. I don't know if they have a giant faux squirrel hair brush, but they probably do. I like Hemi brushes, though I think I prefer their detail ones to their bigger ones, but if I'm remembering correctly, but I did like their big ones. Yeah. So we're just gonna lay down a ton of this color in kind of like a dappled effect, and then when it dries, I'm gonna go over it with acrylic marker to create like flowers and bees and mushrooms and like all these springy pretty things. Just because I've been in such a mood to paint like springy stuff lately. I don't know why. Sorry, I'm looking at my music. Let me see. I don't want to get copyright strikes, and for some reason I can't loop my playlist, so that green's so pretty. Thank you so much. Oh my goodness, I'm in love with it. I'm like obsessed. I have like the same shade by Maya Arts instead of Meeden in my main palette, because I'm just like obsessed with the green and I need it in every palette that I own. It's pretty much like my favorite color other than pink. I like pink a lot too. But yeah, I'm obsessed with using it, especially for backgrounds. I use it a lot for like bushes and trees and stuff. But yeah, let me see. I'm gonna try to bring this down. I'm like loving the shapes of stuff on this background, so I'm trying not to lose that when I'm like expanding the shape of it, if that makes sense. Like, I'm trying to make it take up more of the page, but I don't want to lose the charm of the organic shape of stuff. And I also don't want to like lose the shapes. So I'm like, oh no. I'm like very much stuck. But that's just part of painting watercolor backgrounds, I guess. Like the way that I do with my collaging. Sometimes you have to like kind of fudge things a little bit. Because you know you're gonna layer things over. I've never tried mead and paints. I'm usually a Daniel Smith or a Winsor and Newton girly. Rich green gold from Daniel Smith looks close to that green you're using. Ooh, Winsor and Newton and Daniel Smith are like really, they're very good brands. I like Winsor Newton, and I also like Maya Arts, like the company behind Himi, makes like a really, really nice professional watercolor set. They sent me that back in spring, and that's been like my main set since. But Winsor Newton I used a lot. Hey girl, this background is looking gorgeous. Thank you so much, Scarlett. How are you? I'm having so much fun with it, like the green and stuff. Like I'm obsessed with this shade, and I use it for backgrounds probably too much, but you know, green's one of my favorites, so we're gonna see it a lot here. I started off stream like doing like sketches and stuff, and then I wasn't sure I wanted to keep doing that. I just wasn't having like as much fun with it for some reason as I thought I would. So we switched gears a little bit, and I'm glad we did, because I feel like I'm more myself when I'm like painting on stream. Like I started off, let me show you what I was working on. They're so awkward, okay? They're so awkward. This is what I started off stream working on. I was sketching pieces for collages. So I had these awkward bunnies with ears that are too long and limbs that aren't quite right. I had these disproportionate candlesticks, these flowers, leaves, all this stuff that I was sketching. And you know, I was trying to make it work, but I don't know. It was like I was too nervous to start off stream doing that, and I'm just glad I switched gears because I like painting backgrounds. Excuse me, I needed to brush to blow my nose a little bit. I'm still very much getting over that cold, which is so frustrating. I want to be not getting over the cold. But the little bunnies, oh my gosh, I love them. Thank you. I'm glad. I'm like, they're cute, but to me they look like stuffed animals, and I don't know why. I think I need to like reference my sister's bunny or something. Like, sit down and be like, okay, little man, do some poses or something, and just reference the bunnies. His or her bunny, I guess. But yeah, I'm probably gonna let this dry and start another one, because I feel like this is gonna get overworked if I keep dappling at it and adding more texture and stuff. So this is what we're leaving off this one with. Okay, I'm trying to turn it around so you can see. Okay. Let me see. Where can I set this? See, this is part of the impromptu lessons you learn while you're streaming. Is you're supposed to plan ahead. And I did not plan ahead because I thought I was going to be sketching, and then I very quickly shifted gears, so I didn't create a space to leave my paintings as they're drying. Oh my goodness. The bunnies hold my heart. Thank you. I'm glad the bunnies are well liked, because I was looking at them and I was like, they're cute, but I was very sad for myself. I was very sad. I'm still going to reference my sister's bunny at some point, because yeah. Let me see. What can I do in the meantime for this next one? Ooh, maybe I'll do some pink. That would be fun. Pink and green, maybe? Very interesting. Sorry, you guys are getting like an up close of my sleeve. my sleeve that's been through more painting sessions than I can count. So it's just like, look at that. That's watercolor. It doesn't come out. Yeah, they lie when they say watercolor's easy cleanup. Not when it's professional grade. I can't believe I just showed Stream my sweatshirt stains. You guys are getting a very, very authentic version of me. What's your favorite watercolor paper? I'm on the hunt for a good one. I'm going to be so honest with you. Out of all of the papers I've tried, including the ones that were expensive that I was forced to try in college, I like Canson watercolors paper. Like Canson XL watercolor blocks are my favorite. I like the texture. They seem to age well. I've been using them for 5 years, maybe longer. And they're just my favorite. Like I've used like the fancy Winsor Newton paper. I've used like the Arches stuff. Like I've used all of it. And nothing compares to getting a whole pad of watercolor paper for like $15. And then it just seems to hold up while it does what it's supposed to do. Like if I'm gonna cheap out on a art supply, I say cheap out on the paper as long as it's, it's Canson, it's good. And then the paints, you don't cheap out on the paints. 'Cause I like the Mayas and the, like the Winsor Newton and things like those perform well. You can feel the difference with the paint. But the paper, like Canson XL is like my favorite. Like that's my favorite for me. Let me see. OG girl, I have one painting sweatshirt that somehow got an entire streak of red oil paint on the back somehow. So now it's just my painting sweatshirt. Oh my gosh, I remember that. That was crazy. Yeah. I remember you telling me about that, like, oh my gosh. I think you showed me at one point too. I definitely saw it. Bert was like, how did that happen? I've used cotton paper and I love it, and it's 100% cotton by B paper, but I really want a watercolor paper to just practice with. And people always tell me to stray away from Canson. Honestly, I don't know why. I wonder if they're using the Canson Graduate, because that's really bad. I've had Canson Graduate paper and that's just not good paper. But then the other thing is, a lot of people, they don't believe in like cheap paper. I don't know. But Canson watercolor paper is acid free, which is what's important. Let me see. I can't remember if it's cotton. I cannot remember, but probably not. Let me look at my cover. It'll probably tell me. See, this is the cover. Cold pressed heavyweight paper. So it doesn't say anything about it being cotton. It probably isn't. But yeah, I like it a lot. It's acid free and it doesn't like warp a whole ton. Obviously, you can tape down your paper. You can wet the back side after it's done drying, which is sometimes what I have to do to make things dry flat. But I don't have to do it super often. But they're my favorites. I have my suspect on how that red got on my white sweatshirt. Like, I remember, and you're probably right. You're probably right. Honestly, yeah. 'Cause I remember that fellow somehow got blue on the back of his own shirt, and he was literally getting it all over the walls and stuff at this place. So probably correct. Ooh, I love Canson and Strathmore paper. Strathmore's really good too. Strathmore's a good paper. Strathmore is like, I don't know, it's not underrated, but I feel like a lot of times when I talk to people about like really good art supplies, they will skip over Strathmore and Canson as though they don't make like good papers. Like they don't make, like obviously they make student quality stuff too. Like they make student quality things, but like that doesn't mean like a brand can't make good professional quality stuff too. And just because they're not like expensive doesn't mean they're not incredible, you know? They're pretty good. Sorry, I'm getting quiet. I'm watching the paints blend together and I'm having fun. I've also tried the Grumbrascher watercolor paper. It doesn't even hold to... Oh! I have PTSD from the Grumbrascher watercolor paper. Oh my gosh. They had these sketchbooks. They marketed them as the Grumbrascher in and out watercolor sketchbooks, right? So they were pages you could take out of the sketchbooks to work on and then put them back in, right? And the first one of these I had was okay, but I only used it when I was like 17, so I wasn't super experienced. I didn't really know what, like, the difference between paper that was looking overworked because I was overworking it, or paper that looked overworked because it was just terrible, terrible paper. And I got one of these like later in college too, because I was like, oh yeah, Grumbrascher, you know, it's a good backup to have when Canson papers are out of stock. And so I started to paint in it, and it was so bad. It was genuinely, like, I was like, oh, like, I was, like, shocked. Because I was like, I didn't remember it being that bad the first time that I painted in it. And I was just like, oh, it's not good. This is bad. And, yeah, it couldn't even hold, like, one wash of paint. Like, I think between erasing the sketch and the strain that sometimes puts on a watercolor paper, because you're really not supposed to sketch on the paper, you're really supposed to transfer. The strain of like erasing that sketch to leave just my ink and then doing one wash of watercolor was too much. It was too much for that frail, delicate paper. And yeah, I'm very upset. I'm very upset that they're still in business. They should not be in business putting out product like that. Like, they deserve bankruptcy. I'm sorry, they just do. It is traumatizing. I'm sorry, it just is. I'm sorry. It's not good. I'm very upset. Even now, because as a college student, you know, like, money's tight when you're in college. Sometimes money's non-existent in college. So, for me to have spent my money on a sketchbook and then to find out I couldn't use it months later, you know, when I finally, like, dipped into using it, and it's too late to return it, but it's terrible quality. I can't do anything about it. It's just, it's frustrating. I remember talking online about it, and a lot of people thought maybe it was just like a bad batch. But then I was like reading around online, and it was like a lot of people actually really didn't like Grumbrascher sketchbooks, and I was just late to the party. Yes, it's a traumatizing paper. I'm very sad, like, for all who fell victim to it. We need a support group. Form a prayer circle or something, because it's pretty traumatizing. We fell victim to the promises of high quality paper, and it just did not follow through. Let me see here. Okay, I think I want the pink to show up a little bit more. It's like very, you know, it's in there, but I want more pink. Let me get another brush. There we go. More pink. I'll keep it soft, but I just want to dapple in more. I want it to look like sparkly flowers, because I'm going to go over everything anyway. Not everything, but you know. I'm going to add some acrylic marker flowers. I even gave them the benefit of the doubt and bought their mixed media paper. But when I tried coloring in sketches with watercolor, the paper acted as if it were plastic and rejected the paint. That's actually insane. I don't know that I've seen that happen before, but I believe it because Grumbacher has just set a new standard in my heart for disappointing products. So it's just crazy. I'm still mad about it because I still have like a whole, oops, that's not good. A whole unused Grumbacher sketchbook sitting around somewhere, and I can't do anything with it because it's just that bad. I think I ended up like using a couple of the pages to do one wash of watercolor without a sketch, like just to create like backgrounds or something. And then after that I had to like kind of give up on it because it just wasn't very good. But yeah. Sorry, I'm like rearranging myself here because I'm like stiff out in the cold. What are we doing here? Okay, I need to probably bring this green down a little bit. I'll move this so you can see what I mean. Maybe even turn it around just so I can get a look at it from another angle. I'm dabbling in like a much thicker version of the paint just to try and add some like leaves and dimension. For the next one, I think I'll want to paint some like very, very soft flowers like it's bouquet, and then go in with green to add those leaves and stuff. I think that'll be pretty cool. All right, let me see. Set that aside. I'm gonna pull out another piece of paper. Okay. Let's see. Start with some yellow maybe for these flowers. I'm gonna keep them kind of abstract because like I said earlier, I'm not very good at drawing flowers. I'm just not. So, you know, they're gonna look a little simple, and that's okay. Just busted out my sketchbook. Let's paint some fairies, besties. Absolutely. Absolutely. Sketchbook time, painting time. I always think it's so cool that like people like paint along with like videos or streams or something. I try to paint along with like videos and stuff. I always have things like in the background playing whenever I paint. Lately I've been loving like this one channel that does like breakdowns on like art drama, like art community drama. It's just interesting. I think her name's like Cat in Chat or something. I think she goes by like Cat Liente on Twitch, maybe? I don't know. I'm not sure. But I watch her YouTube videos because I have a short attention span. And yeah, it's just really fun to have like something kind of art related going on in the background. Let me see. Art drama is so scary. For real. Like, some of these situations, I'm like, oh, Lord. But they're interesting, which is why I'll watch the breakdowns and stuff. Especially that channel, like, does it very, I don't know, like, very well, usually. I always need background noise, music, videos, etc. I remember one of my college classes, the teacher was insistent that we couldn't listen to anything, so that way we could focus on the art. Like, oh no, oh my god. That would drive me insane. I don't know, maybe I just have brain rot, but like I need background noise too. I'm like, I usually have something going. I remember during one of my classes, I just listened to video essays about Attack on Titan because I had just watched the finale, like after, 2 years of it being out, and I needed someone to mourn with me, so I put on like these video essays in the background throughout that whole class. Like pretty much the whole semester was just like Attack on Titan video essays. Which is crazy to think about. And I can't imagine a teacher insisting on no background noise. Like that would drive me a little crazy. I would not cope well. Okay, let me see. I think I want some pastel blue in there too. Maybe I'll try to fit it between some of the flowers. Sorry if I'm like a little quiet today. I'm a little tired. I'm definitely feeling better than I was last week, that's for sure. But I'm like, I think it's because of like the holidays and everything. Like it's just been like go, go, go. Christmas was go, go, go. It was fun stuff, but I am tired. And let me see. And I remember my high school art teacher didn't even allow us to talk during some classes just so we could focus. Oh, that's crazy. That's insane. How are you supposed to like talk about your work, get feedback? Like those are like important parts of like art, like getting feedback from your peers and stuff. Like that's almost more important than feedback from your teachers. So that's crazy. Those kinds of classes always made me feel so nervous too, because I don't know about anybody else, but I feel like I'm like a very loud person. Like I feel like everything I do is just like very loud. And then I realize too late that I'm being loud. So that would make me so nervous. I would be like creatively paralyzed, because every time I drop my pencil, I would be like, oh, everybody hates me. Like that would be my brain. I would not be able to handle that. Let me see. Let me think. Okay. I'm gonna let this dry for now. I'm probably gonna need to go over it with a second layer. I'm keeping it very loosey-goosey, very abstract, but I like that it looks kind of mosaic-ish. So that's a start. That's a plus right there. Let me see. Oh no, I really did not plan a space for everything to dry. That's gonna be interesting. That's gonna be an adventure. Let me see. Get another piece of paper. Ooh, you know what? I did get a hairdryer for Christmas from my sister. Specifically, I had it in mind for watercolor painting. But before next stream, I'm going to unbox it so that I can dry these a little faster. Oh my gosh. It's so funny. I remembered too late. Let me see. I'm gonna have a sip of my soda. Okay. What should I do for this next background? What if I did like a wallpaper pattern? Like a nice soft floral wallpaper. I think that could be really pretty. So I'm gonna put some water down. I really need a spray bottle that works. This doesn't work anymore. Gotta go to the Dollar Tree and buy one. Let me see. I'm gonna get like a very light green. I don't want anything too... I think a vintage inspired wallpaper would be cute. Ooh, that would be gorgeous. Thank you guys. Yeah, I think vintage. I think tiny flower print. I think like green and pink, you know. Just cutesy all around. I'm thinking like Animal Crossing floral wallpapers. OMG. Oh, yeah, Animal Crossing had some cute wallpapers. I only played like the one that's on the GameCube. One of the ones on the GameCube. I can't remember which one it was. Like what it's called. But I think it was just called Animal Crossing. I don't know. But it was cute. It wasn't Wild World, but I can't remember which one, if it was called anything else or if it was just Animal Crossing. But yeah, I do remember the wallpapers were really, really nice. They had a lot of good options. Okay. That's a good base. I really wish I'd thought ahead and unboxed that hairdryer, but I really thought I was just going to be sketching today. So I'm like, I couldn't prepare very much, I guess. This is what happens when you have the artistic attention span of, I don't know, what's something with a short attention span? A 5-year-old. Population growing, I think. I literally just referred to it as Animal Crossing. Yeah, I think that's it. I think population growing is it. Because, yeah, I remember, all I really remember about it is, like, decorating my house and watching people move in and owing Tom Nook a lot of money. And I remember Rossetti yelling at me for not saving, and I was like, oh, sorry. And I thought he was really funny. I was not one of the kids that was scared of him. I know that was like a whole thing. Like they toned down the villagers in the newer games. Because I guess they were upsetting certain, like a group of kids or a lot of kids. But yeah, I thought Rossetti was funny. I liked that he was angry at me because he was annoying. So it was better for me when he was mad. Let me see. Okay. Well, I guess if I'm doing like a wallpaper, I can keep it kind of soft and start adding some color now. I'll try to keep like very light brush strokes so that the flowers kind of end up like close to the same size as they dry. Just close. They don't have to be exact because they're not going to be exact even if I waited. I love Animal Crossing music so much. I wish I could like confidently play like different types of music on stream. Like I would play some like Animal Crossing on here. But since I don't know for sure like what can get me striked or what can't, I'm just playing stuff that I know like the artist says is copyright free. And that's Harris Heller's Streambeats. So that's what I play on here. And he makes good stuff. He makes good stuff. So I think it's awesome that he makes stuff that's like just for like streamers and creatives in mind too. Like that's why he makes it copyright free so that people can use it for their streams. I think that's pretty awesome. Let me see. I always think it's cool when people put up like assets for free because like they don't have to do that, you know, like if they wanted to get paid for it, they'd be entitled to get paid for it and they deserve that money. But people that put it up for free, I'm like, you're all right. And then of course you have people like trying to submit like fake copyright infringement reports or whatever through YouTube or reselling free assets and all that. But you know, I think it's cool either way that people put it up for free. It just annoys me when like people try to ruin it by putting in fake copyright reports or whatever, or scamming people by reselling assets that they got for free. But yeah. So far this is looking very strange. I need it to dry more. I need a paper towel. Do I have a paper towel? I might not. I do have a paper towel. Sorry, that was my hand brushing by my microphone. I do indeed have a paper towel. Oh no, I've immediately gotten it everywhere. Oh my god. Got the paint everywhere. Oh my goodness. Okay. That's good. That's much better. Alright. I just need the paint not to pool everywhere. You know, that would be good. Right? Like, can't have that. This isn't looking super wallpapery. But I'm just trying to keep it soft so the point kind of comes across, you know? It doesn't have to be perfect, but I'd like it to be close. I have Animal Crossing on the brain now, and I don't really remember doing too much. I don't think I got very far in the game because I was kind of young and kind of bad at it. like I said, I had Rosetta yelling at me a lot, but I think my favorite villager was Mitzi, and then I also liked Kiki. I liked Kiki. I remember hanging out with I think her name was Ursula a lot too. The bear, little bear. And Cube. Cube was cool. And I think I remember there being one named Stu too that I had in my village. He was alright. Let me see here. I'm trying to get some like leaves down. And I'm not really sure what I'm doing. I didn't like plan out the pattern, so it's not very pattern looking. But I'm kind of okay with that. I'm gonna end up putting this behind a fairy anyway, so it's okay. Animal Crossing City Folk on the Wii was my first one. I just didn't bother to read the dialogue. It was like 6 or 7, and I just consistently went to the city to find cute villagers. Honestly, that's like the Animal Crossing experience right there. Like, that's the way Animal Crossing should be experienced as a kid, though. Like, just going out there and exploring. No dialogue, just good vibes. And the great thing about like Animal Crossing was that you could experience it that way and still have fun. Like, it wasn't like you needed to complete missions or like beat enemies or anything if you didn't want to. Like, you could just, well, obviously there are no enemies to beat in Animal Crossing, but you know what I mean. Like, it wasn't like, you know, the game was just gonna be like boring if you just kind of ran around and explored and got cute villagers and made little friends and planted fairies and things like that. Like, the whole point could be like flowers and decorating and fishing and just doing silly cute things in this cozy game, you know? Let me see. Sorry, I'm just turning down the volume of the ads since Spotify just wants to play ads. Ugh. Okay. All right, let me see here. I think that's probably good for now. On this one, let me see. Let me actually see if I can find like a good spot for all this. Let's see. I think if I move some inks, and I'm gonna move my Bible because I have my Bible at the back of my desk and I am not setting something on top of my Bible. I'm sorry, that would just be disrespectful. So I'm gonna move this painting. Sorry, I'm like moving stuff off screen and narrating it as though you guys can see. Yeah, the spot I picked before was not very good. And so it's created a whole mess of paintings dripping onto each other and stuff. Not a good choice. But yeah, I moved my Bible that way. Here it is. That way it's not getting dripped on by paintings or whatever, and not underneath paintings. So let me move it to right here. There we go. Okay. Everything's safe, including the Bible. I also remember reading that there were stars in the ground for fossils, and I couldn't find the stars, so I just dug up random holes all around my town. Like, why can I not find fossils? That's so funny. Oh my gosh. Oh. Oh my gosh. I do remember trying to find all the little guys. What are they called? The gyroids? Are those... Is that what it's called? I don't know what they're called. But the little guys that sing. And I was obsessed with them. So my house was just kind of full of them. OMG, the background is giving like Lily Pond or Lotus Pond too. OMG, it's gorgeous. Thank you so much. Oh my gosh. Yeah, I wanted like a very like soft pink and green thing going on, and I like that it looks like a lotus pond. I think that's cute. That's cute. I like lotuses. Let me see. I'm gonna pull out my acrylic markers, even though this one's not really fully dry yet, but you know, dry enough. Dry enough. So, what colors to go with? I think I want to do some yellow. So we have some yellow, some pink, some lighter green maybe for like leaves or something. Maybe some blue. Yeah, I think that'd be good. Okay, that's probably a good start. If I can get the lid back on the box of markers. Oh no! Okay. Alright, that's good. Let me see. Flower time. Let me see. Start dappling some flowers on. Whenever I get to paint these, it reminds me of like old Disney backgrounds. And like the paintings that they used to make specifically for those. Like I remember reading about like the artist behind the backgrounds for Bambi and how he designed them. Like I think it was a he. I don't remember, but I just remember like reading about how soft and they wanted like the feel of the forest, not necessarily like the literal forest for the backgrounds. Like that was so inspiring to me with like how I paint. I wish they weren't remaking the Bambi movie. I heard they're making a new one, but that might be old news. That might be outdated. I just don't feel like they need to do that. So, it saddens me. But anyway, I'm adding some blue now because I think some little tiny speckly blue flowers would be so beautiful. Arctic's acrylic paint markers broke my heart. They broke your heart? What happened? I love mine. Is it because some of the colors are like not as opaque as others? Because I definitely feel like my pinks are not as opaque as like some of the other colors. But I don't know. They work for my purposes, so that's probably why I'm like, oh, I love them. But I don't know. Straight out the box, brand new, all of my blue and yellow. That's actually crazy. No quality control or something? Ooh, that's not good. Did you reach out to them, like, to return it or get a refund or something? That's really bad, though. That's crazy quality control issue. Like, that's not good. Although I guess it depends, like, I mean, it's still not good. They should be able to keep their moisture, but it depends, I guess, if the seller wasn't storing them correctly, maybe? Because I definitely know with Arctic's acrylic markers, you have to have them stored down like this. So if you flip the box at all, you dry out the tips. But I don't know. It was shocking because every other marker that worked was so wonderful. I did reach out to them and got no response. That's terrible. I'm sorry. That's awful. Yeah, especially if you order directly from them, like, there shouldn't be any issues like that, and getting no response is really bad. My next recommendation would be leave a review, because now it feels like anytime I need a company's attention, I go straight to Twitter, I go straight to Instagram. Like, I don't bother emailing. I check for customer support if they have, like, an online customer support. But, like, I remember I unboxed these Arteza white gel pens. I ordered them off Amazon a while back, probably a little over a year ago, right? I ordered a pack of 3. 2 out of 3 of them were dry. And the third one was, like, drying. Like, it was, like, almost dead, straight out the box. It was terrible, right? So I went straight to Twitter, and I complained. And then I got a DM, like, immediately asking for, like, the order number and, like, where I ordered it from. And then they refunded me. And then 2, I think they replaced them too. If I'm remembering correctly, I could be wrong, but I know I got them refunded and everything. Yeah, Arteza is pretty, like, I don't know, like, my experience with them has been kind of all over the place. Because I like their gel pens when they do work. When they do work, they're phenomenal. But then sometimes they're not great. So I haven't tried, like, any of their paints to know what their paints are like or anything like that. I've never, like, worked with them as a company either. Like, whereas, like, Arctic's I have. Like, I like Arctic's, their markers. But definitely, like, say something on social media, because odds are they have a much more active social media team than they do customer service, which is terrible. But, like, that's the way companies are now. That's so definitely, like, say something online, even if your account is, like, small, because my Twitter account, non-existent, and even so, you know, I've had Adobe DM me to try and fix situations, and Arteza DM me to try to fix situations, because I'm loud on there. And when you're loud, you get people's attention for these companies. It's just a shame that that's the way it has to be. Andrea, I feel like all white gel pens are so hit or miss. It's so true. It's like, it's all over the place. Because again, I love Arteza gel pens when they work. When they work, they're phenomenal. But, like, I've had a couple times where I've unboxed an Arteza gel pen set, and there's been, like, you know, more than a few, like, not really working. Ohuhu has never let me down. I've had pretty good experiences with Ohuhu. I've worked with them as a brand a couple times, or one time. Yeah, one time. And they sent me like markers and a sketch pad and gel pens. The gel pens are pretty good. I did have some issues where their gel pens have kind of like the opposite problems that Arteza has. Arteza has a lot of problems with skipping, but not like tracking where like, there'll be like a blank space in the middle of a mark made by an Arteza gel pen. Ohuhu's have the tracking problem, but they don't have the skipping problem. So it's like, I use both, I'll use both just to, just because sometimes when one lets me down, the other doesn't. Yeah, I really like Ohuhu. I usually use white acrylic paint for my highlights at this point. That's really smart. White acrylic paint, and then like white calligraphy ink are really good options. I only still use the gel pens because I do too many sparkles to paint them all on. Just too many. I instantly regret pulling out the screen. Let me see. I used to reach out to Arteza often to try to work with them because obviously I've worked with other companies and I really like working with art supply companies. Like it's usually a great time. Like I liked working with Artix a lot. They've got a great team and everything, which is why I recommend saying something on social media if something happened with your markers, because it sounds like something did, because they've got a pretty active social media team. And then Ohuhu I really had a great time with because I just loved what they sent me, and it was a big deal to me to work with them because I also have a set of markers that I got when I started out using alcohol markers. So I really liked working with them. And then Arteza, like, I reached out a couple times because you kind of have to be persistent. And then it got to a point where the gel pens were so inconsistent that I was like, maybe I just don't want to work with them. Like, I like their gel pens, but I don't want to risk having to bite my tongue about it. And honestly, they probably would not have wanted to work with me anyway because I loudly complained on social media about my gel pens. So that's honestly probably why they never agreed to it, other than the fact that like I'm a tiny artist. I'm lucky to get branding deals, so let me see. So yeah, this is where we're gonna leave off with this one, I think. Very soft, very like, I don't know, like very tiny details. Like not very, detail heavy or anything. I don't know where my red acrylic marker is. Otherwise I would add some like little mushroom guys, but this is probably it for this one, which is good. That's the first one done, other than I think the wallpaper one we'll call done, because she's looking pretty good. She doesn't really need anything else. And then these other two are really still wet. They're too wet, I think, to do anything with. Let me see. Okay. What to paint next? What if I did like a floral arch or something? Something like that. So we're gonna put down a little bit of blue and a little bit of green. So here's some more blue, because I feel like that was mostly green. Okay. Sorry if I'm like really quiet today. I don't know. I get like quiet when I paint sometimes. Certain days are just like that for me. And I don't know. I hope it doesn't make for too awkward of a stream. I'm gonna kind of fill this out a little bit, because I kind of want the background to be sort of a rectangle piece, but then like, you know, have the arch. Sometimes we lock in and go silent while painting. Yes, we out here going nonverbal with the squad. That's what we're doing. Nonverbal while we paint. Okay, let me see. Gotta lock in. Let me see. I'm trying to add some like blues and stuff into the leaves. Make it a little darker. Okay. Okay. I need to add maybe some more down low. More of that blue-green. Okay. There we are. Alright, I think that looks pretty good. That will clean up pretty nice with some sparkles in a finished painting, don't you think? Alright. set that, I guess, at the far spot to dry a little longer. I really wish I'd unboxed that hair dryer so I could use it. I'd have to mute probably to avoid, you know, putting a hair dryer in your guys' ears, because it'd be right next to the mic. You know, my painting area is right next to the mic, so it'd be kind of a tight fit. I'd have to mute, but you know, it's a good time. But I can't believe I didn't unbox it. It bothers me. Sparkles bring it all together. Always. They're a necessary step. I couldn't imagine not adding sparkles to my paintings. It's all part of the plan, you know, like you can't have a car without an engine, and you can't have a fairy without sparkles. So what a surprise. I'm going to start this painting off with a little bit of green. I think I'm going to do like a rounded dome kind of background here. Let me see here. I'm just gonna do a solid green wash, I think, to start. I don't really know what I'm doing yet. We'll find out. I can't believe how many ads are playing right now. I'm actually gonna crash out. Maybe I won't crash out. Maybe that's not a good idea to crash out on stream. That would be embarrassing. Let me see. I'm gonna get some soda. Okay. I'm probably gonna end off stream around 12, just because I need to take my meds and eat some lunch. Goodness knows I'm looking forward to lunch. I love lunch. Let me see. What am I gonna do here? I think this needs to... I've personally never cared if my washes are flat. I've just never cared. I took a watercolor class in college, and, you know, it was a pretty good experience for the most part. But I could never get my washes flat. Like, I just couldn't do it. And, you know, I hope that doesn't come back to bite me, professionally speaking. That I can't get my washes flat. It'd be terrible. Let me see. What am I gonna paint here? I'll look at some Minecraft screenshots, because sometimes those inspire me. I like Minecraft screenshots. Truly an underrated way to get inspired, I think. I think I'm gonna paint like those weird plant support things. Like those, I don't know, what are they called? These things. Like that plants cling on to. you know? Let me see. I'm back. Sorry my Wi-Fi shut off for some reason. LOL, this is looking really pretty. Thank you so much. Oh my goodness. And not a problem at all. Not a problem at all. I just hope my Wi-Fi doesn't shut off because we had some technical issues last time. And I hope not to have to end off stream like that again. I'm actually using my new phone this time as my webcam. I'm using the same app, so I'm curious. I'm curious if it'll do better. I'll have to look back at the footage and see if it like looks better, like if I got better, I don't know, what's it called, latency and everything. We'll have to see. Because I'm curious if it'll like look, I don't know, like a more consistent quality or anything. Because my old phone, you know, it served me well for 5 years. But towards the end there, it was starting to get a little frustrating to use. Like the last 2 years, it was like really starting to feel like I needed a new phone. And I finally bit the bullet on my birthday this year, and bought myself one. And the camera on it's really nice. And I'll bet you the software probably works a lot better with it. But we shall see. We shall see if it makes a difference. Because I didn't really buy it specifically to use it as a webcam. I just bought it because I needed a new phone. And it would be nice if it looks good for streams too. But yeah, I think I'm going to put some vines up here too. Ooh, pretty. Pretty, pretty, pretty. Ooh, what phone is it? I feel like I need to upgrade my phone at some point. Okay, I splurged. I bought the iPhone 17. Not like the Pro, not like the Pro Max or anything, but the 17. And I'm pretty excited about it. I like it a lot. Like I said, my old one lasted 5 years, and it was the iPhone 2020 SE. So it's a significant upgrade. Because sorry if you can hear my dog barking. He's losing his mind because I think there's a delivery driver or something. Yeah. He's losing his mind. So if you can hear him in the background, that's just Thor. That's just Thor. He's just going crazy. But yeah, I bought the 17, and it's quite a significant upgrade from the SE because the SE was Apple's like budget option they had for a few years there. And yeah, that background is looking stunning. Thank you so much. Oh my goodness. I'm having fun with it. I'm trying to layer up some leaves, and I'm also trying to avoid putting more water down on my palette because I don't want to. I'm like pretty sure this is going to be the last background of the stream. So I'm trying to make it a good one, but I'm also trying to avoid putting more water down on my palette. I'll put some tree branches coming in here, maybe. I'm sorry if you guys can hear my stomach growling. I'm hungry. And it's very loud. Oh my god. I hope you guys can't hear it. It's so embarrassing. Oh my god. I have a filter on my mic, so I hope it blocks out my annoying stomach noises. Let me see. What else can I add here? Maybe some more leaves over here. Some more over here. La-di-da-di-da. Okay. I'm going to take a picture with my extra phone because I mention this like every time I'm on stream, but I have an extra phone that was a locked, like a cell service locked phone that like a family member gave me. She didn't need it anymore because she was upgrading. And I wasn't quite ready financially yet to pay for my own cell service. So she gave me an iPhone 11, which is the same generation basically as the iPhone SE, I think. I think it's the same generation or close. So I use it as like a camera. So even when I'm on stream, I can take pictures, I can take little clips and videos. That way I always have a way to, like check chat and look at photos and take photos and videos and everything. Do you recommend any brushes? I usually use just cheap ones from Walmart. Oh, brushes will make a big difference. Oh my goodness. I love, let me see. I love Artify brushes. I love Hemi's brushes. Hemi's brushes are actually like really, really goated. I like Graby brushes. I use their faux squirrel hair premium synthetic set for like backgrounds, and then there's like one small one that oh, there's a crusty paper towel. Isn't that nice? Just coated in paint. There's a smaller one that comes in that set that I use a lot. And then if you buy certain paint sets, they will actually come with paintbrushes. This is an Artify one. I like the Artify ones. They sent me a set. Full disclosure, they sent me a set of Artify paintbrushes. I use them quite often. And then where's this? Oh, where is it? Oh, that's annoying. I can't find my small Graby brush. I wanted to show you how small it is. Here's one that's a similar size. It's a little bigger and a little more worn down, but it's the same set, and I really like it. And then also one I use a lot is from Meeden. It came in the paint set that they sent me. I really, really like it. So even when I don't use the Meeden paint set, I still use the brush because the brush is just that high quality, like just a really nice brush. I use makeup brushes from either the Dollar Tree or TJ Maxx. They're low-key so good. Makeup brushes are underrated as tools, and they're cute. You can get cute ones. So, there's lots of options, and none of them have to, like, break the bank or anything. Like, you don't have to get, like, all these fancy, crazy paintbrushes. I had to get some fancy, crazy ones for college, and some of them are very, very nice. I have some fancy one somewhere here. I can't remember where I put it, but it's like a Winsor Newton Neptune brush. I forget where it is, but it's like a flat brush from Winsor Newton, and I'm obsessed with it because it looks cool, but I don't use it that often because it doesn't make a difference whether the brush is like super expensive or not. You just need it to have plenty of hair, and you need it to have that hair be secure so that it's not falling out into your painting. Like, that's the most important thing with the brush. And having a good handle is good too. Like, you don't want the ones that are super, super thin all the time. And you definitely don't want ones that feel thin to paint with. Like, I'm sure there's uses for that, but yeah. Those are my favorite brushes. And definitely what Scarlett said, like, makeup brushes honestly are a really good option. They're a really good option in my opinion too, because I've used those for painting. I used to customize dolls, and when I customized dolls, I would use makeup brushes to both apply a sealant at the end, and also I had a brush that I'd used to apply like blush and eyeshadow with like blush and eyeshadow. It was chalk pastel, but blush and eyeshadow to my characters. And makeup brushes, even from Dollar Tree, are pretty good for that. Like, they're pretty decent. They can hold a lot of pigment, whether that's, you know, chalk pastel for blushing the dolls you're customizing, or that's like watercolor or something. Like, there's some options. I'm also not a big painter girly. All I know is the makeup brush that probably cost me 25 cents is what held together my 4-foot oil painting. Yeah, so true. I do remember that too. The makeup brushes and stuff. You were big on those for sure. And they're a good option. Like, if you need something between the Walmart brush and maybe when you can next afford to buy like a $25 or $30 set of brushes on Amazon or wherever you want to go and buy them. Amazon's probably where you'd get it cheapest, Amazon or like Walmart or something, online or something, or like an online art supply retailer. If you need something between those two options, Dollar Tree makeup brushes are there. They can help with certain sizes of brushes. That's for sure. So yeah, that's my recommendation. I think I definitely like these brushes. I've had a couple years and they hold up really well. And I like that there's these huge ones. The other one I use this one a lot too. It's Hello Hobby. It's a cheap paintbrush, but again, I don't have problems with the hair falling out of this one, which is what's really important. So yeah, that's it for that. I have quite a large collection of paintbrushes, but definitely the ones that I use most often are like, you know, they'd be in this container that I carry around with me. So yeah, that would be Artify, Graby, let me see, the Meeden brush I talked about. Hemi brushes are really, really good. I like the Hemi brushes a lot. They did send me a brush set that's really good for watercolor and gouache, and I used those for a long, long time. I did like those a lot. Though that was probably 2 years ago, when they sent me those. I don't use them so much anymore. I think because I have some of them stored in weird places around my desk. But then some of them also deteriorated because I didn't get good about caring for my brushes up until like recent, like literally like a few months ago, I figured it out. Just ordered the Meeden watercolor brushes, lol. They're really good. I do use the Meeden one a lot, so they're really nice. Congratulations. Oh my goodness. Okay, let me see. What else can I add to this before I end off stream? Because yeah, I want to end before 12 so I can go take my meds and everything. Okay, let me see. Yeah, that's probably it. I'm out of water anyway. Yeah. I'm gonna take a photo of my desk right now too. I know I did a few minutes ago, but it's fun. I like taking photos of where I'm at. Okay. There we go. Okay. I want to say thank you guys so much for watching and for hanging out with me today. Thank you so much for painting alongside me, for chatting. It makes for a really fun streaming experience, and I hope you guys enjoy. Streaming sometimes makes me nervous, but I'm having fun doing it so far. And I really hope I get to do this quite often. So thank you guys. I hope you're having a very cozy, weird week between Christmas and New Year's. I hope you are having a fantastic holiday season overall. And I will hopefully see you guys next week, maybe, hopefully. Probably same time, same day, Sunday at 10 a.m. And yeah, thank you guys for watching. See you guys next week. Bye.